Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Nissan Magnite. It's a compact SUV from Nissan. Straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay of this vehicle, and as you can see, yes, the engine is moving because 3 cylinders. Yeah, it's rocking all over. It's hot. Insulation is there. Meanwhile, the design of this car actually looks quite nice. Very attractive. Nissan has done a fantastic job in terms of the design of the Magnite. Looks very sharp. This is the LED DRL, the lights which get LEDs, the fog lights which also get LEDs, chrome treatment, massive grille. This is the front parking camera. Wow, yes, a car from the segment getting a front parking camera. Who would have expected that a few years back? From the side, it's compact, it's under 4 meters in length. The wheels look nice. 195/16 is the size of the tires. Dual tone treatment as well. You get this black body cladding too. Says Nissan Magnite right there. There's a camera below here. It gets a 360-degree camera. So Nissan has given it certain features, but then it's also skipped on certain features you would expect at this price point or in this segment. From the rear, again, it's very clean. Reverse parking sensors, says turbo right there, Magnite boldly written right here. And the reverse parking camera is placed here. Okay, the exhaust is not fake. There's the real one. Little lower part, the placement of the exhaust. Let's open the boot of this car. Lights look nice actually, no? Let's see it with the indicators. Now the thing is, the indicator is not an LED. Could have got all LED lights. Let's open the boot of the car, and there you see it is actually a decent size boot, but the loading lip is on the higher side. Split folding seat 60/40, and the spare wheel is of course not an alloy. It's a smaller size tire in the interest of cutting cost or probably saving space. Who knows? Who cares? There you see the tire size is 185/65/15, and they've colored it orange. Yeah, KTM colors. 2 light placement there, that is for the number plate as such. Coming to the rear, okay, you see this rear spoiler, rear washer wiper. It really needs to be used. Car is very dirty somehow, I don't know why. Nice chrome line everywhere. Chrome door handles, request sensor on this side as well. Okay, the rear seat has decent amount of space. Recline angle seems fine. There's a center armrest here with twin cup holders and a mobile holder too. And you know what, you can split forward the seat. That's as easy as it gets. The seat is actually light. The seat belt always gets stuck behind somehow. No scooped out seat back, but there's a magazine holder. There is a 12-volt charging socket here. Rear AC vents. Under thigh support, well, not the best. Headroom is just about adequate, I would say. There's a handle along with a hook on this side. Light placement in the center. Seat comfort is fine actually, but could have done better with under thigh support. Legroom and knee room is fine actually. Again, the dashboard design looks very nice and different somehow, but again, it misses out on certain features you would expect at this price point. Straight away, let's get to the front. Now, what are the features which are missing? Sunroof should have been there for sure. Yeah, at least as an option, it should have been there. And there are certain things which are really irky. First and foremost, you don't get a proper dead pedal. Okay, it's making noises right now because it says key card not detected. This is the key. Let's just keep it here in the center. Seats are comfortable at the front too. Okay, height adjustable seat belt. Door pockets are large enough. Controls for the power windows. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirrors. Traction control button. This is for the headlight leveler. You can see the car is actually shaking. See the shake, okay? Yep, you can see the shake. Thank you, 3 cylinders. That's what happens. This is the handbrake of the car. It's a nice covering in leather with this white stitching, twin cup holders. This does not open. Yeah, this does not open at all. There's a wireless charging pad here. There's storage space below. There's a 12-volt charging socket along with a USB plug down there. AC controls are nice, like really premium touches on the AC control as well. Now, thing is, if I want to lock the car, I have to press this button. There's only one button to lock the car. Now, if I want to open it, it does not open. I have to unlock it from here only. It's kind of disappointing. Glove box is actually decent size, but you know what's the problem? Fit finish is poor. Look at this. Okay, look at the panel gap. I can put four of my fingers here and slot them inside. That is the level of finishing. Now you have to push it forward. So there's a slight panel gap here. I expected better fit and finish from Nissan for sure. Steering wheel has these buttons here. These are obviously for the cruise control and also to browse through the screen. And I love the screen. It's really very nice. 6.8 kilometers per liter is the average fuel efficiency it's saying right now. Trip computer, all the data you would get. Tire pressure monitor is there present as well. So yeah, this is a nice screen and easy to browse through. These are the controls for the audio system. Let's do one thing. Let's turn off the car. Here the car turns off. Let's turn off the indicators as well. And it says check hill start assist. Why would I do that? Now when I turn on the vehicle, just see how this cluster starts. This is really very rad. Okay, the Magnite actually comes, it flips, and there it turns on. So really nice and punky instrument cluster on this car. It gives you decent amount of information. This screen is also pretty legit. Here into reverse, this is the reverse parking camera. This is a 360-degree camera. It doesn't get adaptive guidelines, which I'm quite surprised by. All right, it doesn't get automatic headlights or automatic wipers. Okay, let's quickly use the wipers. plenty of spray on offer, but you know what, the inside rear view mirror is a little small, doesn't get the auto dimming function. Light placement here, there is a mirror, nice mirror on this side as well. Okay, this is an easy screen to browse through, but there's not much as such in it. Obviously it gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity. We're already at home, Faisal, what are you doing? Let's get into camera right now. This is the camera which I've already shown you before. Let's get into home. Get smartphone integration, driving eco. Let's play a radio right away. Audio quality is decent, not that great as such. But you know what is the bigger issue? There is no physical control for the volume. It should have had a physical control. Overall quality is fine, but hard plastics plenty on this car, which is expected because Nissan will obviously do cost cutting. The horn, it's decent, not that great as such. But since you've already done detailed walk around and everyone knows about how the car is in terms of features, let's start driving right away. Alright, we're all set to go, which means turning off the air conditioning completely, turning off the traction control system as well, handbrake down, into first gear, hazard light off, revving the motor. Listen to this wheel spin, revs till 6,500 RPM. Listen to the wheel spin, okay guys? 3, 2, 1. The wheel spin was so overwhelming now that it felt that the chassis could not take it. So you see, flat road performance is actually quite nice. Motor becomes quite vocal in the higher end of the rev range, and performance is actually very decent because this is a 1 liter turbo petrol engine. It's a 3-cylinder unit, which you can feel obviously because the 3-cylinder vibration is there at lower speeds, and of course in the higher end of the rev range also you can feel the 3-cylinderness from this engine. Produces 100 PS of power, which is decent, and the torque output is 160 Newton meters of torque. But this is the manual. The manual is obviously better than the CVT. I hate CVTs. The rubber band effect is so terrible. However, the CVT has lesser torque because it saps torque. It produces 152 Newton meters of torque. Plus, it returns more than 2 kilometers per liter less fuel efficiency as well. Okay, the manual will return you 20 kilometers per liter. Now, obviously, these are claimed fuel efficiency figures. In the real world, you should expect lesser. And there's another engine on offer, which is from the Triber, the 1 liter non-turbo engine, which will be so-so in this car because this engine also gives you like above average performance but doesn't really put your pants on fire as such. The bigger problem here is that the steering is absolutely terrible. It's super vague. It just like, I don't know where I'm pointing the car, where it's going like a jhula right now. Doesn't way up at high speeds, doesn't have feel, doesn't have feedback. What the is the steering wheel doing? I honestly have no clue. And if this is the kind of steering wheels being offered by Japanese car makers, then I think the Koreans are doing way better, because after driving this car, I think the Venue steering wheel is equivalent to the one on a Formula 1 car. Yeah, that is the level of baffling. So right now at idle, I can feel the vibrations on the steering wheel, and loves to wheel spin because the mid-range is really very strong. Red lines at 6,500 RPM, which is decent enough, but gets quite vocal in the top end of the rev range. Reaches 100 kilometers per hour in third gear, but the gearing is stall. The problem here is that there is turbo lag below 2000 RPM. You really have to push the motor beyond 2000 RPM to get going quickly, and because of that, drivability isn't great. When driving in the city, if you're in third gear, you have to downshift. It just can't take it. That is one issue. And the steering wheel, oh my god, I can't believe the steering wheel is so badly calibrated on this car. That's something you don't expect from Nissan, considering the Kicks has an excellent steering wheel. Now around the corners there is body roll because the suspension is on the softer side, and that soft suspension plus the vague steering wheel means that this is not really an enjoyable car, even though this engine has a good mid-range punch thanks to the turbo, which spools up with all its power and gives you a nice kick in the pants feel. Braking performance is decent, but because of the soft suspension, a little bit nosedive as well. Good thing though is that this light steering makes it light work of maneuvering this car in the city, so it's very easy to actually drive this car in the city due to the light steering wheel. However, you really have to keep the engine on the boil to keep going quickly. The clutch is on the lighter side. The gearbox is also slick shifting, and I reckon this car will go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 12 seconds, which is decently quick too. But you know what, the steering wheel spoils the whole high-speed manners, and high-speed stability isn't great either. But the ride is actually quite nice. I love the ride quality in this car. Very impressive a ride thanks to the soft suspension and well-calibrated springs to brakes. Yeah, fine. Does the job. Drops my bag. There it goes. So here around the corners, body roll, and a lot more body roll. Doesn't really give you the confidence to push this car around the corners, but then you come across such bumps and you have no problem, you can glide through them because the suspension does a great job. Soft suspension for the win. Which brings me to the elephant in the room. Will this car actually sell? I really doubt. You know why? Because Nissan is super late to the party, and in spite of being late to the party, they're like, you know what, let's skip sunroof, let's skip side airbags as well, and no diesel engine either. So Nissan, if you want to make this car sell, you have to try harder. Honestly, it needs more features because people buy cars on the basis of features. Now, many of you will be like, features is one thing, safety is another thing. Okay, this car doesn't get side airbags, which I already mentioned. And then there are people who say there's another thing, which is the driving feel. Problem is this car doesn't even have the driving feel. The Kicks has the driving feel, it still did not work. This car has certain features, but then it misses out on a lot more features you would expect at this price point. Cornering this car, not a lot of fun because of the roll. And yeah, look at the way it goes. Doesn't inspire any confidence whatsoever. So the Nissan Magnite is expected to be priced between 7 to 12 lakh rupees on road Mumbai, and there are going to be a lot of variants on offer, some optional kit here, there too. But as a car, it doesn't really match up to the Hyundai Venue or even the Kia Sonet as far as features go, and some of the Koreans feel better to drive because of the stiff suspension. This is more comfortable, and as I see it, with a very limited sales and service network, the Magnite's appeal will be limited. Although as far as exterior appeal goes, this is a very good looking car, and those nifty features and the funky instrument cluster also makes me think that Nissan has put in some effort. Although a sunroof is something which is mandatory. Other than the Maruti Vitara Brezza, every car in this segment has a sunroof. So guys, this is my vlog of the Nissan Magnite. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. You could have been a better car. Bye bye.